Hey y'all, hey, it's T and I am back, and today I'm getting ready to go to the park because it is day 49.
It's day 50, y'all. I am so messed up in the head right now.
Of the 75 hard challenge, and I've got to get in my outdoor activity. It's like this thing comes in waves. Like I get excited and then I push really hard and then I decline, and then I get excited and I push really hard and then I decline. So it's an up and down thing, and people, do not be confused. I am 48 years old. Okay, it's very, very difficult for me to find the motivation to do this every day. So this challenge is not for the weak. If you don't know what 45 hard is, it is you have to do 2 workouts a day. One of them must be outside, both for 45-minute sessions. They have to be 2 distinct workouts. And I'm just kind of trying to find my way as I work. You guys know I work full time, and this is a very, very challenging month. It's one of the hardest months for my job. It's like March and September are hardcore. They are the end of our fiscal halves. So, everybody's pushing to make goals. So it's just been crazy town. I'm trying to find any and every second I can find to insert a workout in, mostly on my lunch breaks. Then right after work, I've kind of switched up my routine. Generally, I would do my second workout later in the evening. I've switched that up now to do my second workout immediately after I finish work so that I can actually have my evenings free, because the reading part is easier for me and all of the other requirements are way easier to get out of the way. But those 2 workouts are killing your girl. So anyway, I figured I'd start this video off by going over my March budget, because I actually did go over budget this month, but there are reasons why. So I'm going to explain that. So if you do not know me, my name is T. I do a little bit of everything, a little bit of exercise, a little bit of outdoor stuff, a little bit of I'm just a quirky chick that does a few different things, and I enjoy outdoor activities a whole lot, like hunting, fishing, camping, all of that good stuff. I need to put more of that content on this channel, but I'm tired, y'all. I'm working like crazy right now. And I was like, oh, let me get up here, because my husband had to work overtime today. This would generally be one of his days off, but they have mandatory overtime there where you basically go through a roster, and once your name gets to the top, you're going to be the person that has to work overtime. And so generally when he gets close to the top, he'll go ahead and volunteer so he can knock his day out and go back to the bottom of the list. And so he's doing that today. And we really try to stay away from overtime to reduce our tax obligations. That's why I can never hit on the head what we're going to owe in taxes, because it fluctuates. Like he may be called to have to work overtime, all that affects your income, and it's just a mess. Anyway, let's get to this budget. So for the month of March, I budgeted to do the regular mortgage payment with an additional principal payment. That amount was $1,799.13. It's flat. It's always going to be that way. And then I budgeted $3,993.24 on our credit cards. I did go over. We actually spent $4,425.97 on our credit card. That is $430.73 over. Now that sounds like a big amount. It's more than I would want it to be, but there are reasons for it. I will outline those here. First of all, because he's working this day overtime that he would not normally be working, I bumped up one of our grocery weeks. So a part of this is grocery shopping that actually would have been on next month's expenses, and that was over 50% of this total. So that was $188.62, and then an additional $41.70 in gas for his car. So that kind of bumped up a week. It actually would have been April expenses, but it's now March. So that accounted for roughly $230 of that total. And the second thing is I did give to a charitable contribution to something that I'm not going to mention up here, but it was a $100 contribution to a charitable thing, and I did that, and so that was another $100 of that total. And then the remaining $100.41 was just because there were fluctuations in our cable internet. It was like a $10.97 difference. Our water had about a $15 and some change difference. If you'll go back to my budgeting video for March, you'll know that my husband's car and registration was due this month. Car registration, title, taxes, all that stuff. That was a little bit higher because they add fees. And so that was an $11 and some change difference. And then the remainder was we ate out one additional time that I didn't account for. I wasn't expecting. And that is because, like I said, this is a very, very busy month for me. I am working a lot. And because of that, I was just like, can we please just get something out to eat? I do not feel like cooking. And that's what we did. So that's what the accounting of that was for. And it was really funny because I gave $100 to a charitable reason. And yesterday, as I'm sitting working, FedEx comes and I'm like, well, I didn't order anything for FedEx because, you know, I'm on a no spend quarter. It's like, what in the world is FedEx here for? And my husband brings the package in, and it is a gift from my manager that actually had the exact amount of money that I gave away in a gift card and some other items that he gifted. He's like that a lot, that, you know, he kind of like wants to show his appreciation. So it literally came right back to me 3 days later. So that was just, I don't know, you can call it God. I do feel that when you give, you do get that back. You shouldn't be expecting to get it back, but you often do. So I was over budget $430.73. I'm not happy about that, but I'm not angry about it because, like I said, the reasons were understandable, justifiable. Maybe I should put a little extra buffer next time, only because I couldn't account for doing the groceries a week in advance, but these other smaller things I probably could account for if I had just bumped up a little bit more. But I'm still happy with where we came out, and also my no spend is almost over. The month of March will be the end of that. And I don't know, I'll probably continue at a low spend pace. I kind of have enjoyed this this quarter. Like, it hasn't been taxing to me in any way, and I'm not a big shopper anyway. So I may continue this, but who knows? Who the heck knows? At least do a low spend. If I don't go completely no spend, I may do low spend. And what else was I going to say? I still am thinking about what I'm going to do as far as whether I'm going to start that Roth. I'm feeling like, with how the economy is shifting, maybe I should put that money in our emergency savings and ride that out until later in the year, because this is a 2025 goal for me to start that Roth, that outside Roth. And I'm like, well, 2025 is until December 31st. You have all year to do that. Maybe you want to keep that money liquid until that time, until later in the year. Maybe it's a possibility. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I do have a found money month coming. It's actually coming at the end of April, but I'm not going to count it in April. I'm going to count it in May, because I've shifted how we pay our bills, meaning the check that would normally be the end of April, which would be considered April, I consider that May. It's kind of shifted. It's like we pay our bills in advance almost. In totality, we do pay our bills in advance. So I'm probably going to do that. I'm not really sure. I think what I'm watching is kind of freaking me out. It's kind of making me nervous. So I'm like, oh man, maybe I should keep that money liquid. Do I really want to tie it into something that I can't get it out of without penalties? That's kind of crossing my mind, but we will cross that bridge in April when we get to it. I have not done my April budget, and I don't know what that's going to look like, but I know it will be higher than this one was, because it's tax month and we're going to have to pay our taxes. But that's all I got for that. And now I'm going to head out and get to walking. I was like, oh, I should do a little, this person, jeez Louise. The park is not too far away, so on this little short drive, I think I just wanted to say, don't wait until you are in a financial mishap. If you're doing okay and not already struggling, like, now's the time to make some adjustments. Like, now's the time to think about, oh, can I cut this? Can I do that? Like, don't wait until you're already behind to try to make adjustments. If possible, make those changes right now, so that way you can, have a little safety net or something. Like, and I know that's not possible for everyone, but if you can, like, the thing would be to do that now while you're still in good standing. That's the reason why I'm like sitting here trying to decide whether or not to keep that money liquid, because I'm like, oh, like, what could happen? Don't know what could happen. I mean, and anybody right now would be kind of like foolish to think that, the possibility of them experiencing some effects from this economy is not a possibility. Like, it's absolutely a possibility. So, that is definitely something to think about in regards to our current economic situation right now, is that, you can make some adjustments right now for what may come down the road. Like, it's crazy out here in these streets. But, that's just my 2 cents on that. And I mean, look, I don't know what the future holds. I'm not necessarily worried right now, but I'm concerned. I have concern, about what the next year or two is going to look like, because it's going to be a rough one. Well, it's especially going to be a rough one if you like to spend. And luckily I'm not one of those people. I'm not necessarily a spender, so conserving is not an issue for me at all. I think if you are one of those people where conserving is an issue, yeah, it's gonna be a lot tougher. Am I saying I'm not affected by this? Of course. I mean, I see the price of everything going up. Duh. Anybody that acts like they're not affected in any kind of way, they're flat out lying, because you're spending more money. And no matter what, if you're spending more money, you are in fact affected. So I'm not even going to go there with that. Now, maybe you're not in dire straits. There's one thing to say I'm not in dire straits, but it's quite another to act like you just I'm oblivious to what is happening. Like, yeah, nah. I think we all have to strap in tight on this ride we're on right now, because it's a doozy. I want to make smart decisions. I'm always trying to make the best decisions for my home, and keeping in mind what's going on with the world. And I am at the park right now, so I will talk to you guys in a few. There's a lot of people out here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's such a pretty day, and there's so many people out here with their kids, and they're walking around, they're flying kites. I don't know if you've seen my girl Tanika's World's most recent video about kite flying, but you've got to watch that. It's hilarious. But I thought of her immediately when I saw the kids flying the kites. So it's been a beautiful day, and I love to see the children out here playing. And y'all, this is free. The park is free. Take your kids outside. Let them get some of that energy out, and that fear that may be pent up inside with everything going on these days. Let them play and be kids. It's really pretty out here. I usually start here, but now I'm finishing here. This is going to be my last 10 minutes going. I usually start here, go around, then go around the little dirt track thing, but I decided to flip it around. I try to do them different every so often so that I'm not getting used to a certain way of doing it. It's like your body gets accustomed to certain things, so you have to kind of flip it around to kind of trick your body sometimes. So I will be out of here soon. Thank you.